Moving on now, it is alien news. Aliens! Our neighbours to the extreme north, and the original and still best conspiracy theory. The US has been pretty flippant with UFO revelations in recent years, being so bold as to confirm a large number of videos as officially being unidentified objects that are indeed flying. And now they're going so far as to admitting they need help after the US asked the UK for help with UFO investigations, as the Pentagon says alien life has not been ruled out. I suppose it would have to remain a possibility because recent surveys of intelligent life on Earth have found the planet wanting. We desperately need to reach out and find a benevolent extraterrestrial caretaker species to nurse us into our final days on this slowly burning planet. At a recent gathering of the Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance, consisting of the US, the UK, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, collectively known as a colonisation of questionable choices, they met to discuss enhancing collaboration in terms of reporting and analysing UFO sightings. I think this is somewhat audacious of the US to come asking for help on this now. We've been demanding a straight answer about Roswell since the 1950s. Sure, it's fun to withhold when people are coming to you for the answers, but now you've really fucked things up, haven't you? Haven't you? And look at this nonsense. Journalists like Leslie Keane and Ralph Blumenthal, in an article for science and technology news site The Debrief, report the US government, its allies, and defense contractors have retrieved multiple craft of non-human origin. They also report this information has been illegally withheld from US Congress, according to former US intelligence official David Grush. We're using the word intelligence loosely here, as Grush claims that the US is in possession of multiple vehicles or spacecraft constructed by a non-human intelligence, and that their existence is being concealed from the public. And while he had not personally seen any of the alleged alien spacecraft, he had seen some interesting photos and read some very interesting reports. Though he stated that the vehicles were not necessarily extraterrestrial and speculated that they might have come from another dimension, stating, as somebody who studied physics, where maybe they're coming from a different physical dimension as described in quantum mechanics. Now, does this sound like a man that I should be taking news tips from? If I were living in a parallel dimension centered around life being a major blockbuster science fiction film where the town crazy turned out to be the only one who actually genuinely was speaking the truth, then yeah, sure, why not? But we don't live there. Here's the thing. To get things published, a pre-publication and security review is required, right? The Pentagon confirms information proposed for public release is reviewed to ensure compliance with established national and Department of Defense policies, and to determine it contains no classified, controlled, unclassified, export-controlled, or operational security-related information, right? So, if Grush's information is true, it surely was both classified and operational security related. So why would the Pentagon approve its publication? It's a fair question, right? If Grush's information is false, it would probably not qualify as classified or operational security related, and thus not be an issue, right? But this raises another question. Why would the Pentagon approve the publication of an unfounded conspiracy theory about itself? And these guys now have the audacity to ask for our help. Did they forget which were the things that they made up and allowed into public and which were the ones they genuinely just didn't know anything about? Have they spent so long undermining the power and respectability of the media that they need to turn to foreign powers to get a hint of credibility? You just know that the whole idea of aliens having already been here is done and dusted after Trump took office. That idiot can't even keep his mouth shut to stop himself from potentially going to jail. And he hasn't. He just hasn't. Even accidentally spilled the beans on alien life being held somewhere in America. He was showing classified documents and getting input on Korea from Kid Rock at one point. Dude would absolutely have told everyone that he'd seen the evidence, the spaceships, and had eaten some alien meat. Besides, why would they come and visit us? I don't know if you're aware of this. We left a big mess out there on the moon. The moon, right, that's our front yard. And we just left some space buggies, a hammer, a feather, photos, toys, and 96 bags of feces and urine. That's true. Look it up now. I'll give you time. See? 96 bags! That is a lot of feces. Now, it's obvious why they left them there. You've got to leave some stuff behind to make the vehicle lighter so that you can move. It's fine, right? You always end up leaving stuff behind when you move. It's fine. But this is why the aliens won't be visiting us. Have you ever seen a house that has like a car or a bunch of fridges or appliances in their front yard and thought, I really should go inside that house? No, you avoid that house. That's the house that all the kids in the neighborhood are scared of. The one that they all tell stories about. Maybe a witch lives there, or maybe a serial killer who never got caught. Now think about the house that has 96 bags of shit out the front of it. Are you going to visit that house? No, and that's us. We are the witch house of the universe. We are the ones with the car in the front yard. A car and 96 bags of shit.